Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rooted with Wings Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Kristen Comer, and I'm here to empower you with astrological insights. Let's explore the current cosmic climate and how you can harness its energy for your highest good. If you're ready to embrace your cosmic potential, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any more empowering content, and share it with those you care about. I greatly appreciate you visiting with me today. Let's dive in. Today we're going to discuss the weather of the partial North Node eclipse that's happening on Saturday, March 29th at 6:57 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now this eclipse is happening on the Pisces and Aries axis in your chart. We have been working on this has been a unique blend of energies that are coming forth, and it may be feeling like things are on repeat and things are getting really loud right now. It may seem like there's no relief in sight and all of this back and forth energy. And it feels like we're so done in this one area of our life, but it just won't end. It just keeps on repeat. And we've been working really hard in this area and almost kind of obsessed in this area of our life since July of 2023. But we're also feeling called to a new area of interest. But this is actually, we're being called, that something is pulling us away from the old of what we've been working on and bringing us into a new cycle. But this is, we've been having sudden pivots in this area that we've been obsessed with. It's been kind of out of the blue changes, sudden upheavals, and that we could not stop. But now there's this new calling. Now, also we have Venus and Mercury Retrograde. And this unique blend is fascinating right now. This energies of both of these planets went retrograde on the same degree of this Aries new moon eclipse that's happening on Saturday. Now, this is not something that happens usually. So this is a sign to listen. This is helping us to see the signs and synchronicities, and it's bringing in people and ideas and issues. It's bringing up what no longer serves us as well at this time. It's bringing up, they're helping us here to release these cycles and to see that these cycles aren't serving us anymore and kind of where they're dead end cycles and what we need to release at this time. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee and enjoy some more. So this is being reflected right now for you in that Pisces and Aries areas of your life. This is their signs are right next to each other. So it's kind of intensity that sometimes don't get each other. So what's being reflected right now, what came up for you on March 1st? Venus went retrograde on March 1st. What came up for you around partnerships? What came up for you around contracts or negotiations? What was shown to you about your finances? What issues and cycles about your finances came up? What new issue was shown to you around your relationships or your partnerships or the people that you value in your life? Did someone trample on your values or try to impose their values on you at this time? Well, this repeating pattern that you're seeing, this repeating issue, this is here for you to address. This is here for you to address so that you can move on. This is here for you so you can release it, so you can move on to the next thing that's calling you, that little tickle, that little thread that's starting to kind of, you're starting to have realizations around right now. Well, this issue has to be dealt with first. These patterns need to be dealt with. That's why they're being shown. It's why it's on repeat, because it needs to show you all the areas and how it's affecting you so deeply. But these threads are stirring at you. These are trying to pull your focus away from that. And but it's this energy isn't going to let that happen right now. This is an unfoldment. Since the beginning of March, there's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end to this, okay? So this kind of started at March 1st with with the Venus retrograde, and then it's going to move to the full moon around the 14th, and then Mercury went retrograde on March 14th. So there was, an expansion of the story and ideas, and the issues still seem to persist at this time, and here we're still in it, and we're at, today is March 26th when I'm making this recording, and we're still in it. We may even be receiving some new messages within the last few days around these same issues and cycles that we have been kind of fanatical about, actually. And this eclipse is going to highlight some more of that energy that's coming up, and then some of that energy is going to wax and wane a little bit through April. And, the cycle isn't going to be complete until the middle of March. Excuse me, until the middle of May 15th, when Venus goes direct then. So we're kind of in the intensity of it right now. This is why I love astrology. This is why I love having this tool in my pocket, so that we can help to navigate this energies together, so that we know that we're all kind of in the shit right now, that we're all kind of in the intensities of life and feeling these pulls in new directions, but knowing that in the past, it's not quite done yet. So that's why I'm so passionate about making this, and hoping that some of this hits you and resonates with you, and helps you, give you, a little understanding and patience with yourself, that you're right here, you're right where you're supposed to be, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. And, today I'm going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to break things down sign by sign as well. So for your rising sun and moon signs, we're going to go through each astrological sign. If you're new to my community, welcome. And if you've been here before, this is something new that I'm trying. So I hope that you enjoy it. So we're going to move on now. Like we were speaking of, that this unfoldment won't resolve until middle of May. But you're starting to feel the pull of something new, right? But we won't be ready to focus on that new thing. That's why, the thread is there, and it's, you might not also feel ready to wrap up the old, that thing that you've been working on, but you are. You have been working so hard here to obsessive levels, it's taken time to acquire the skills that you've acquired in this area of your life and move into the new and next endeavors. And they may not seem like they're connected right now. They may not seem connected to you at all, but they are. This is all part of your karmic cycle. This is very karmic, very fated time. Things are happening fast. This is an accelerated time. As they say, the veil is very thin right now. So the eclipse energy helps us to bring in things very quickly, but it can be tough, and it can be embracing new paths, wild shakeups. Life may feel turned upside down, and things may be incredibly life-changing and never seem the same after these moments. So as the cycle unfolds over this new cycle is unfolding over the next 24 months or so, 18 months, excuse me. This is all part of our destiny. The last 18 months has been part of our journey, making sure that we can have the tools to be ready for this part of it. So these issues about our values, about our finances, about relationships, and these insights that we had and that may have started to come up around the beginning of March are definitely here to stay. And so Mercury is here. Mercury is here to give us messages about that new path, about that new thread of desire and inspiration that we may be seeking. It's something that maybe we've been wanting to do for quite a long time, and we've just never felt that it was the right time. Or maybe this is something that you've never even considered before, and you've realized that you actually have kind of wanted to do it. Maybe this is something that's coming up from your childhood, or from 8 years ago, from 16 years ago, from just from your past. That's awakening again. And you're realizing that it may be possible at this time. but you're also feeling that you're not quite done with what else you've been working on. But let's discuss why we're having all of this kind of back and forth energy and things coming to us kind of seemingly out of nowhere. So we're going to remember that these nodes and these eclipses are the karmic patterns in our lives, and they have been calling to our soul to work on the Aries and Libra areas in our astrological charts at this time. Since July of 2023, we have been obsessing over something. We've been having this strong pull to do this thing, but we're having realizations that it's coming to an end, right? We're having these realizations and these ideas, and things are shifting. Things are starting to wrap up in this area of our life. And then around the 15th, Mercury would have brought us a message, would have brought us new ideas, would have brought us a new conversation around this new soul calling to us, around something that are being pulled to. Can you feel it? Can you feel that new thing kind of starting to tickle at you a little bit? So again, with this partial solar eclipse, it's going to be activating all of this cycle, the endings, the beginnings. Remember, we're in the Pisces and the Aries. They're right next to each other. So we're ending the cycle that's in the Aries part of our chart. And the Pisces part of our chart is where we're starting the new cycle. But we're not done with the old yet. It's kind of Groundhog's Day. We kind of feel like do you remember that movie? Am I dating myself? But it's just kind of feeling like, I thought I already dealt with this. You wake up again. Hello? But you're right where you're supposed to be. Let's embrace again that this is a 3-part cycle, okay? So that's part of the retrograde cycle. If we're blessed with it, actually is a blessing, because we get to actually see the issue in 3 different stages. We get the first hit, which is kind of the realization. We get the second hit, which is, even more realization, and that's maybe where the tension comes in and the conflict comes in and things kind of get turned upside down, and then we have the third and final hit, and and then it kind of seems to have resolved, and it has to it gives us time to revisit things and to reinvent the way we do things. Retrogrades aren't always bad. Everyone gets so afraid of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is asking us to slow down and to review things slowly. So right now we're in the middle of the 3-part cycle. We're getting the new insights, we're getting the new impulses, but we're also realizing that the old isn't done, and that's kind of wrapping up. So it's a very kind of frustrating time for all of us. We're finally getting, maybe Mercury gave us that final missing piece to release the old cycle. Maybe that is showing us how it's no longer serving us. Maybe it's holding us back from what we want to do. And we're finally kind of seeing that way that we have that pattern, and we're having that flash of insight just out of the blue. Or we meet someone that we've been obsessing over it, and they help us to bring that insight into us. So we're in the middle of this. This is intense right now. Like I said, today we're on the 26th, and we're heading into the eclipse on Saturday. Like, we're still getting new messages. We're still seeing what we haven't seen before. Things have been eclipsed from our view. And when the eclipse happens, it's gonna show us things. And then things are going to kind of continue on through April, and we may get some sort of resolution or more ideas and a little sense of direction about our new path in April. But these old cycles and these old repeating patterns aren't going to end probably till the middle of May. So let's keep pushing through it. This times feel like around May, that's when things may come back into balance more. When the cycle feels like we finally break free from it. So things may be a little bit louder than normal right now. Listen to them. If you have time to stop and to meditate or journal, or, things may be coming through your dreams at this point in time. It's important to listen to them. Their messages. Something is telling you that. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and we were chatting about how when we hear about a book or a TV show or a podcast or something, then if we hear about it at least 3 times or even more, we immediately know that we're being spoken to, that the call is being listened to. I, for instance, I want to tap into my intuition a little bit more, and I've been trying to find ways to expand my spirituality at this time. And the friend that I was just mentioning also plopped me with a gift of books on astrology and intuition and things that I have been asking for. I had a business card of a place that I visited last summer that gives meditation retreats literally fall into my lap. So we're getting signs and synchronicities right now that kind of seem weird and maybe out of context, but if you listen to what you're asking for, it's coming. These gifts are coming to you. So remember, these issues that came up in early March will continue to drag on through April and through May. Now, this is just a friendly reminder that each and every one of us is going through this right now. So maybe we can try to have some more active listening instead of jumping in defensively if we're suddenly feeling triggered about a conversation that we're having or a post that we read. Maybe we don't have all the facts. Maybe we don't have all the information at this time. So how can we be more compassionate? How can we cultivate more curiosity instead of judgment at this time? Now, we do have some support in this eclipse. We have Jupiter bringing us some friends, some information, some knowledge, maybe some new people from foreign lands or foreign territories. And I don't even mean like from a foreign country, maybe just foreign to you, that you've never thought this way before. They have a foreign mindset. We may find teachers and preachers at this time, or mentors, or an education on something that is here to help us. So now we're going to go through a breakdown of this energy for each and every astrological sign. This is the importance of knowing your natal chart, knowing that your rising sign. I have a link below. If you'd like a natal chart, I can print you and email you a PDF. I have a link below that you can just click on, and it's just a simple form to fill out with all your birth information and your email address, and I'll send that PDF to you so you can get a copy of your birth chart free of charge. Or you can go to astro.com. It's one of the resources I love to use, and they give you a great resource to put in your own birth information and get your own PDF as well. Also, so your rising sign is going to be the most predominant kind of influential energy in this forecast. Then your sun sign is going to be second. And if you know your moon sign is more internalized, subjective, and may just seem a little bit, it just adds another layer of information. I've always found that very helpful. I unfortunately have I have the same sun and rising sign. So that energy is very infused. So I always like to look at my moon sign so that I know that it gives me just an extra layer of the forecasts that I listen to. So Aries, this Aries new moon solar eclipse is happening in your first house. The house of the self, the physical body, your outlook of life, your major life themes. You have been going through the ringer. You have been focusing on transforming yourself, working on your personality, your persona, the way that you approach your world and your community out there. This has been an intense time since July of 2023. You are being shown what to release around yourself, around what's no longer serving you in those areas of your life, around maybe how you approach the world, how you see yourself, how your life experiences and those major life themes right now may be on major repeat, but you're ready to release those. And Mercury should have brought you a message around the 15th about that new thing, that new way that you're going to want to retreat into yourself. You're going to be moving into the 12th house, the house of endings, undoings, and spirituality, and the house of the subconscious and dreams. It's going to be a time to dream, time to dive into your spirituality a little bit more. So you may have been receiving messages about that. And Venus should have brought you messages around the beginning of the month about relationships and what's going on in those relationships and what's no longer serving you in relationships, partnerships, all kinds of contracts right now. And it's kind of shaking up your values. Maybe your self-value and your self-image is being shaken up at this time. But remember, right now it's intense and it seems like nothing's going to change. And it might not until May 15th or after. But this karmic wave of information and this wave around how you're transforming yourself and your persona and your personality and the way that you see the world around you and your reality of the world. It's time for you to step into a little quiet space and time for meditation and rest and retreat and to really maybe focus on creative pursuits. Now Jupiter is going to be here to help you in the areas of your community. There will be people in your community. There could be family, there could be siblings, your neighbors, all of those people could be, communication. You may have been able to change your mindset about things that you have wanted about yourself to change. And then Pluto has been here with your community in forms of friends and mentors and the group alignments that have helped you to transform in that area. So seek out those partners and those people, especially at this time, to help support you on this last part of your journey. I hope this gives you some insight, Aries. And just remember to breathe. It's intense. And I promise you, after May 15th, there will be some break. There will be some relief and some release. Until then, Aries, take a deep breath. So Taurus, this Aries new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 12th and 11th house. And especially if you're a late degree Taurus, you have been in it. Transformation. You have been forced into the house of seclusion, in the houses of undoings, the house of loss and misfortune and spirituality and the subconscious and your dreams. You have maybe been forced into seclusion for some amount of time. You may have had a draw to just withdraw from your communities at this time. You may have been hyper-focused on, that sense of self and your service to others or causes and beliefs. You may have been behind the scenes activity for a while, working on your unconscious complexities and realizing that maybe you're your own worst enemy in some areas of your life. Now, don't forget that we have some supporters here. So Mercury should have brought you some messages around the 15th. Maybe something in your dreams or in your subconscious, or something in the form of maybe a covert messaging or symbolically. But it made you kind of have a feeling that you're going to kind of trust that you're going to trust that feeling is what you need to move forward with your new journey, with your new, as you're heading into and getting back out into the world, right? It's kind of, you're getting that pull to find groups to connect with again, to find your people and your greater community that can maybe help you in networking and things like that. But right now, it's not time for that. You're not feeling ready at this time. And you're bringing, Venus is also bringing you messages in your relationship areas of your life. It's bringing you messages around how maybe your values have been trampled on. Maybe how you can take your values and your security and how you can and be more authentic to yourself at this time. And Venus has brought up issues around maybe your finances, maybe things of that nature. So we're in it right now, and you're going to be becoming more and more aware of these things and messages this week around these issues, around the new pull and the new pull to wanting to get out into the community, but also maybe the insecurities of feeling that maybe you're not quite ready yet, and maybe realizing that's part of a cycle that you've been used to. So how can you get comfortable with being uncomfortable this year? But remember, right now it's intense and it's karmic, and it seems like things are sudden and wild card energy, and things may be upside down right now. And right now, the support that you have is you. It's your self, how you've been working on your self-confidence and your innate internal self-worth. The last couple years, Jupiter has been here to expand you in that area, to make you see that your ability to grow and love and to create your financial security is right here in front of you. And Pluto has been here to Taurus to help you alchemize and to transform. Maybe you're having mentors that you're finding in authority figures, or in the way that you approach your community, or in your career area. You're finding ways to transform yourself and find that material security, and hopefully that can give you some insight as to things that will be going on for you. And remember that we're in this cycle and it's intense, and you may be getting more insights this week and helping you feed into that. And then around mid-April, you should be getting some more insights and some new people that kind of come into your life, or some ways that you can find communities that can help you start that new cycle. And then around the middle of May is when that new cycle is finally going to feel transformed, and that you're finally ready to release it and move on to the next cycle. Taurus, I hope that helps you in your journey right now. I hope you're ready to step out into the world and to find your tribe. For Gemini rising. For Gemini, this has been happening in your 11th house, in the house of friends, groups, social media, social support, social recognition, the house of hopes and dreams. It's been happening, so you've been your circle of friends, your type of friends, something that you're trying to bring into this world that feels bigger than who you are. That all of that has been your obsession, your area where you may have been having signs and synchronicities kind of coming up, and you've been having to surrender and trust over the last, since July of 2023. You are having to, you may have been focusing on areas now that what your time to release stuff. You've been working and obsessed with networking and getting yourself out there, that now it should be ready to bring those people into your career. It should be ready. You're figuring out who you want to take with you into the next level, who you want to work with in your career endeavor, into this new 10th house. You're being pulled into your integration into society, to the fulfillment of your personality through your profession and your career, and maybe your status and your career you're working on changing in the next 18 months. But right now you're working on making those connections and getting to know that. So Mercury should have brought you some messages around this new thing, or maybe some new ideas where you want to go in that career path, or that path of your leadership, or your occupation, or maybe your reputation you want to change in some way, shape, or form. You want to, transform your career in some way. But you're getting just new messages and new threads and new inklings about that at this time. And right now, the cycle that's kind of on repeat and rinse and repeat is that community, that there may be areas that Venus brought up, people that are trying to stand in your way at this time. Or maybe Venus brought in people that are trying to assert their values onto you instead of you knowing your values. Gemini, the more and more information that you get, your ideas easily transform. You love information. So Mercury is one of your ruling planets right now. So your mind may be on fire and running around in circles at this time. But trust those insights that kind of come in and have a sense of clarity about them, and just have a sense of knowing that really isn't attached to anything. And then you should receive those messages, like I said, around maybe starting around the 15th of this month. It started maybe the 1st, and Mercury brought you the message around the 15th. And then we had an eclipse around the 14th, which was the lunar eclipse. So it may have been very emotional. And now we're in the thick of it. We're in that back and forth, and the feeling like it's never going to break free, and the repeat of that whatever drama has been happening in that circle, that whatever drama has been happening with your friends, or that one friend, or maybe it's time to cut ties suddenly with people in your life so that you can move forward in your career. And these people may be trying to tell you not to. And Jupiter for you is your sense of self. You know that you're headed in the right direction. Trust yourself. You have been expanding in this area of knowing who you are. You've been expanding in this area of how you approach the situation, and getting into this community. You've been networking more. You've been getting to know people. You've been transforming your friendships, and Jupiter is here to help you with that, to help you do that in a expressive way, right? Like Jupiter's in your sign right now. So you may just have a lot of excitement, and you've really been expanding upon the information, the knowledge. Keep doing it. That's what's going to take you there. Jupiter's here to help you in those areas. Now, Pluto has been transforming also that deeper mindset, alchemizing your philosophy, maybe even your life philosophies at this time, or you've been transformed when you've traveled during the last couple years, or you've transformed during teaching someone else something, or being someone else's mentor, or in reverse, some teacher or mentor has sparked some sort of alchemy or transformation within yourself as well. So I hope that gives you some insight as to what's going on and what's working on. And I really hope that you can get super curious. How can you bring in that curiosity? How can you remember that everyone else is going through it, and, really kind of take the time to slow your thoughts down, Gemini, and trust that this cycle will break free, but not until the middle of May. And it will happen. It's a process that we're going through, and don't be surprised or shocked if a lot more information kind of is coming out around these situations within the next couple days, especially with this eclipse energy. Something you still don't know yet will come into light around the situation with the eclipse this week, the next, 5 or 6 to 10 days. So good luck, Gemini. I hope this helps. For Cancer and for Cancer rising. Cancer, this has been happening in your 10th house. This has been happening in your house of career, your reputation, your authority figures, leadership, mentorship, your occupation. This has been, a transformation and obsession and hard work that you've been working on. You've been embracing this new path in the last, since July of 2023. There's been a lot of wild card energy going on in this career area of your life. There's been a lot of push and pull, kind of back and forth. Things have been faded or feeling out of control at times. But right now, you're kind of having all of that in your career life, but you're starting to get little signs and signals of maybe it's time to change your philosophy, or maybe you're feeling called back to church or to your religion, or you're thinking about the ethics and morality of situations, or you're thinking of traveling abroad. But you're not quite ready for that yet. First, we have to clean up this career area. We have to figure out what's going on. What's that little missing piece of information that we're trying to get? Mercury probably brought you messages around the 15th, around that new thing, the new travel idea, the new religion, the new philosophy, maybe the new church that came into your area, the new beliefs. Maybe you're desiring to learn some higher education, but Venus around the beginning of March kind of brought up issues with your career, kind of brought up issues with maybe the leadership, or some issues that you're facing with your reputation at this time, or with authority figures, or your career or occupation, or your perception of those people and your relationships with these people. It feels like you're on rinse and repeat. You feel like, oh my God, am I in the same job that I was in so many years ago? Is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to find any relief? Am I ever going to get the credit that I was due? Am I ever going to get, is anything ever going to come my way, Cancer? So trust that this is for you, for your karmic ability. You're going to get a little bit more insight this week if you haven't already. And then, something has been eclipsed. You're going to get maybe that missing piece of information, that key that kind of unlocks and unravels the situation. But unfortunately, the drama of this whole work, leadership, kind of whatever happens in that 10th area of your life is really kind of just like you feel like you're beating your head against a wall, and you just can't, you can't seem to get any traction anywhere. But towards the middle to the end of May, there should be some resolution in this area. There should be some ways that you can tie it up, and this eclipse information should help push you to that. But as you can see, it's going to be quite a process for the next 6 weeks or so after the eclipse. I hope that you're doing well, Cancer. I hope that whatever drama is happening for you in this area of your life, that this is you're meant for more, and that this is part of your soul purpose, pushing you to your highest and greatest good. Many blessings, Cancer. Now for Leo and Leo risings. Now, Leo and Leo risings, this is happening in the area of your chart that is within your spirituality. This Aries new moon solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse, is happening in your house of religion, philosophy, your ethics, beliefs, your higher mindset, your higher education. It's happening in the the area of foreign cultures and foreign long distance type of travel. Did you travel out of the country in the last couple years? Have you been learning a new pursuit, embracing new paths in these areas? And it also may have been kind of like a wild card energy. Things may felt turned upside down in this area of your life. And now is the time to pay attention to those signs and synchronicities. Mercury should have been bringing you messages, should have bringing you communication, should be bringing you insights, should be bringing you maybe, and teachers or ways that you can get into the next period. You're getting ready to go into a deeper period of self-reflection and study in a way of rebirth and transformation on a deeper level, and learning about intimacy and trauma, and maybe even some psychological issues, and you may be faced with issues such as power and control with finances or investments or other people's money as far as your partner's money, and inheritances, and maybe investing in your future. So it's going to be some deep and heavy things that you're going to be coming up. So that's why it's really important for you, Leo rising, to focus on that philosophy and really get your ethics. They're really being challenged right now. They're really, Venus is really stirring up a lot of conflict maybe in those areas of relationships, or maybe for you, it's just really people are trying to trample on your ethics. People are trying to trample on your values. You're not feeling very respected at this time, and you don't understand what's going on. So I think what may be happening is for you to look for the help for yourself, Leo risings, and that has been within your community. Is there a friend that you can bounce ideas off of? Is there a friend that is like-minded like you, but also has a sense of curiosity that is pushing you towards growth? Is there a group out there? Is it your religion? Is it your church that gives you that expansion and that teachings, or that mentor, that one person that's going to help push you into that next area of your life, or be that person that you can bounce those ideas off of? So maybe Mercury kind of showed you that around 15th, 16th, around the middle of March. But that conflict in that area, that conflict with friends, with family, with partners, with people that you're in contract with, or relationships of that way, or even those are all kind of, feeling topsy-turvy right now. They're feeling intense. It's feeling like it's on repeat. Like you just can't seem to get past this right now for some reason, or the other person can't get past it, and they, no one can kind of see what's going on, and that should all break free a little bit with the eclipse. That's part of the eclipse season, right? Everything is being eclipsed at this moment. So Leo risings, it's you've also been transforming your relationships. You've been transforming how you are in partnerships with each other. You've been alchemizing all of your relationships right now. So this can be a very intense time. There may be some sudden endings and sudden beginnings of relationships, and it's all for your highest good. It's all people that are trying to hold back your philosophy and your beliefs, and maybe you've been traveling a lot, and it's time to kind of come back home and kind of process what you've learned from all these other cultures. And maybe now you have made a good new friend or a new connection that is out there, but maybe not in your immediate community. And now you connect online, but that's someone that's going to help maybe support you in this depth of transformation when you kind of start to sit into this 8th house energy. I hope that helps you out, Leo risings. It's been a really intense time of putting yourself out there and really taking on new adventures in your life. And it's time to kind of like just go inside and really dive into your relationships with relationships. Happy eclipse season, Leo. I hope you're doing well. Many blessings. Now we're done for Virgo and for Virgo rising. Virgos, this eclipse, this partial Aries new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 8th house. Your 8th house of transformation. Your 8th house of rebirth, of intimacy, of trauma, of psychological issues, of other people's money, taxes, inheritances, investments. Even the occult and astrology is in this area of the world, of your life. So you may have been having themes such as that coming up for the last, since July of 2023. You may have been embracing new paths in this area. You may be shaking things up that you've never considered before in these areas of your life. And you may have been having wild upheavals or power and control issues with your money or other people's money at this time. And it may seem that it's time to trust and surrender to new ideas and possibilities from the past. And you may have been obsessive and even hyper focused around transformation or intimacy or death and rebirth, or you may have been having to battle your own interior fears at this time. So Virgo rising, it's going to lighten up a little bit, but it's going to head into the area of your relationships. So Mercury should have been bringing you relationship messages at this time. It should have brought you some insights or something about your relationship, your partnership, that is going to be maybe something that's new and exciting and coming your way. Maybe you and your partner are going to, get more creative in your relationship. You're going to have more passion, or, you're going to kind of join in joint endeavors in that way. Maybe a new fated relationship has started. You just met a new person and you're considering getting into a relationship. But right now we're still having that conflict around, maybe you're in a lawsuit around other people's money, or you're having, issues in that area. But things are going to become clear again in that around May 15th. And there's going to be some new insights in that cycle. Venus should be bringing you, people may have been trampling on, the way that you think. And you may have been feeling that Venus has been taking advantage of you at this time. And it's time to trust yourself. You know that your career has been your safe haven right now. Your career has been your place of joy, your place of abundance, your place of satisfaction, and maybe there's an authority figure there, or a mentor, or a leader, or just the way that you feel in your career that you can help to bring into this energy right now that's kind of supporting you through all this deep stuff that you've been going on in your personal life, and maybe even behind the scenes a little bit. People may be even unaware of this, that you're going through this right now. But Pluto has been in your, transforming your coworkers as well. It's been transforming your relationship with those people in your life. It's been transforming your relationship with how you handle yourself on a day-to-day basis. It's been transforming your relationship with your creativities, with your hobbies, with your joy, even with the children that are in your life, or an urge around children. So Virgo rising, that area of your life, the health, nutrition, the daily routines, the work, the co-workers, maybe your animals even, have been something that's kind of been transformative for you. They've been maybe more of like your support system. You've got your emotional support animal that just you go home to after, and it's just helping you with support all of this transformative process that you've been going through. All right, Virgo. So I hope that you're doing well with all of this. Mercury has been probably bringing you a lot of messaging. Mercury is one of your ruling planets, and you're trying to refine the process. So keep refining, keep listening to those insights, keep evolving and refining as you get new insights and you get new information, and know that new connection or that new person that may seem faded, that kind of came into your life necessarily, or those karmic messages or those kind of repeating messages, that deja vu kind of dreams, pay attention to those, write those down. They're trying to tell you something. Those are messages, and those are going to help you to kind of complete the cycle and complete this journey. And you're going to be wrapping things up around the middle of May. So it's going to be an intense kind of 6 weeks of working through this. And I'm hoping that this helps you to kind of see that it doesn't have to be perfect to be done. It's just time to move on. There's always going to be things that are going to be left behind, but this cycle is ending for you, Virgo. This cycle is ending for you. It is time for you to wrap it up without perfection and start to embrace that new realization of relationships, that new partnerships that are coming in, maybe even a new way that you can bring creativity, excitement, compassion, and maybe service into your relationships in the future. Happy new moon eclipse, Aries. Happy new moon, Aries eclipse, Virgo. Many blessings. I hope you're doing well. Libra and Libra risings, you have been in it in your relationships. You've been embracing new paths. You've been having things shaking up in your relationship area of your life. You've been having wild card changes coming out of the blue with contracts. Maybe you've even been in some legal issues with people as well. You've got marriage, contractual agreements, in the house of negotiation, and even open enemies. Maybe you are finally having some insight as to people that are standing in your way, and they're right in front of you. So it's been an intense time. It's been an intense focus since 2023 on this relationship area of your life. It's been almost kind of obsessive. You feel like it's not quite time to move on, but it is time to move on. And these cycles are repeating itself over and over again in your relationships. And probably around the beginning of March, it was really heightened. You were really kind of sensing and seeing into that. Venus is your ruling planet, and Venus started going retrograde at that time. So that really heightened that Venus energy, maybe making Venus not as polite and balanced as she wants to be. And she's kind of stirring up some shit right now in your relationships again. But remember, this is old. These are cycles that you have been doing over and over again. And it's time to release them. It's time to let them go. It's time to say goodbye to those cycles. So that's why they're so present and in your face at this time. And Libra, you're getting really new feelings, maybe Mercury brought you some new ideas about, a new workplace, a new idea around a new health routine, a new idea around a new type of connection that you're going to make at work, or a new work connection came in just in general. Maybe you're thinking of getting a new pet or something in that nature. It's not quite time yet, but we're starting to think about those things, right? We're starting to, if you want to, join an exercise club or something like that, like Jupiter is going to support you in that. Make sure that it's something that you love and that you're passionate about. You're going to find maybe a mentor there, or some foreign person, or maybe you have traveled in this last year or so, and it's really helped to unlock something new in you and kind of show you a new way to be in relationship with people, and a new way to kind of have that relationship. And it's kind of maybe even that's what caused a little strife in your in your relationship or partnership at this time. But you knew that you needed to do it. It was kind of karmic. It was for your soul's path. And maybe it's a higher education that you're attaining to at this time, or just your philosophy in life has been expanding and growing, and you're having an urge to teach others as well. And that's going to help to support you in your journey of your relationships. Maybe that's where you found some solace from all of this chaos right now. So try not to get lost in that, but know that that's here to support you so that you can help to release this. Now, remember that this cycle is going to be going on until May 15th. Venus is going to go direct at that time. You remember Venus is very strong in your chart. Venus is your ruling planet. And so it's so hard when you're constantly trying to find that balance and to be the diplomat and to always, maybe feel like you're the one giving in. And that's not what is asking for you at this time. If that's an old cycle, this people pleasing is maybe what you're being asked to release at this time in relationships, and step into who you are. What do you want? What steps do you want to take in your next, a daily life that's going to fulfill you and make you feel more creative and more inspired in that way? So Libra, this has been a tough early time. You've also been transforming in ways of your creativity. There's been children maybe that have transformed you or touched your life in a way. There has been creative pursuits or hobbies, or maybe a romance, or a way to play, or maybe the groups that you've been surrounding you in have been in kind of in a sport environment. So that's the area of your life that has kind of been alchemized and transformed right now. And if you can kind of take that with you into your experiences of how to transform, maybe using that new creative pursuit or that new hobby, and make that your new job. Maybe make that into a career. Combine what you love with what you do, and that will help you, inspire you, and maybe help inspire your other coworkers or put you in a leadership capacity in some way, shape, or form, Libra. I hope this information helps you at this time. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that this Groundhog's Day energy and this relationship drama ends for you soon, but know that it's for your highest and greatest good. Know that this is that you deserve better than what you're getting. And many blessings, Libra. I love you. Remember to take some deep breaths. All right, Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio and Scorpio rising. This Aries new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 6th house, your 6th house of health, of daily routines, of your coworkers, of your workplace. If you're a leader, your subordinates. It's your place of animals. And, Scorpio, you may have been in it with health issues this last, since July of 2023. You may have been in it with health issues for your animals. Things may feel like upside down at work, with coworkers, with subordinates. Things may feel incredibly life-changing. There may be times that you've been obsessed in this area, or trying to figure out what's going on with all of these people. And, Mercury should have maybe brought you some messagings about a new soul calling, about ways to be more creative in your life, ways to maybe spend more time with children, maybe to have more fun and to play. How can you find more joy in your life, Scorpio? But right now, Venus is here stirring the pot. Venus is here stirring stuff up and probably creating drama with maybe coworkers, or maybe drama around the area of your life, of your daily routines. Maybe you're just sick of the way that you've been doing your health routines, and you're just done. You're just done, and you're just completely transforming that. And that health routine is no longer working for you. Or maybe it's an anti-health routine, right? It's a bad habit that you have. It's like, it is just, you've been thinking about it and ruminating about it. It's time to let go of that now. This energy is here to support you, and you should really kind of put that down and be fully done with it. Maybe you'll revisit a few times here now, but by May, May 15th, somewhere around there. And also maybe that conflict with coworkers, with subordinates, with, if your coworker is one of your children, or your coworker is someone that you treat like one of your children, that you're very motherly with, and maybe it's time to assert some more boundaries in that area as well. But Jupiter has been here to help you in your philosophy. Jupiter has been here helping you maybe with other people's money, maybe with taxes or inheritances, or maybe your investments have grown at this time. Maybe you've had growth and expansion and awareness around and learning around your trauma and your past psychological issues. And Jupiter, you found a supporting, counselor to help you in that area. So right now your support has kind of been behind the scenes. It's kind of been, maybe you've gotten your finances in order for your retirement, or your investments are growing, or things of that nature at this time. And then Pluto has been here kind of transforming your sense of family, your property, your home. And it's been transforming your ancestors, maybe your foundation. Maybe that drive to transform your retirement years has been what's, helped that Jupiter energy to make your investments a little bit more prosperous at this time. So, but it's here to support you right now. Maybe your ancestors are here, or that information that you have from your ancestry, or that your strength and your resiliency in structure and kind of thinking outside the box in that area of your life of home and family just really is what's giving you that internal sense of confidence, but then it vacillates back to fear. Know that you're building this for long term and not to live into that fear. Scorpio, you've got this. It's been intense. Your health issues are coming to, if that's what's been going on, or whatever issues in that area of your life, your coworker issues, they'll be coming to a head. Things are going to be seen in the next couple days, within the next week, that are, something that you haven't seen about it before. Maybe this will be something that really helps in that healing aspect and really walk away from this health issue. But remember, things aren't really going to settle until probably May 15th, somewhere within that energy, right around there. So hang tight, Scorpio. I know it's been intense. It may have been housework, with others as well. You may have been someone's caretaker. But things are going to shift around the middle of May. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're riding this karmic wave of releasing the old and embracing the new, and know that you're headed in the right direction. Know that this has been for something. Many blessings, Scorpio. Thank you. And now we have Sag and Sagittarius rising. So Sagittarius, this Aries new moon solar eclipse, is happening in your 5th house of children, of play, of pleasure, of joy, of hobbies, of romance and sex and creative expression. So, since July of 2023, you've been embracing new paths in this area of your creativity. You've been shaking things up. You've been doing things creatively, or maybe you've had a romance that is just completely taken you by surprise, and it may have felt fated, but maybe it's kind of coming to an end right now. Maybe there's been some play or a hobby, a project that you started in July of 2023, that it's time to wrap up, that it's coming to an end at this time. It's going to be, you're being pulled into that family area of your life. You're being pulled into the property, pulled into the home, pulled into your parents, or maybe even it's just time to focus on home life for a while. You've been kind of focusing on what lights you up and your creativity, and it's time to really kind of bring that into your home life. How can you creatively become obsessed with your home, your family, your roots, your anyways, maybe just how you end things has been coming up for you. All right, Sagittarius rising. We have, you've been finding helpful people in your relationships and your partnerships. You've been finding supportive people, supportive mentors that are going to help you into your next, into that home life and maybe your partnership, maybe your marriage. Maybe that has been your solace and has also been a place of joy, has been that partnership and relationship. And now it's time to, maybe there's an engagement on the way. Maybe it's time to get married. Maybe it's time to transform that relationship from fun and play into more of a serious relationship. Or, like I said, maybe it's just time to dissolve it and to focus on what brings you joy in the home life. Is that this partnership? Is that your creative endeavors? And then you've also, Sagittarius, been transforming your mindset. You've had, maybe your neighborhood has changed. Maybe you don't have the same neighbors that you've had before for years. Maybe you've moved neighborhoods. Maybe you've had siblings, family members, aunts, uncles. Maybe your route to work has changed. Maybe your community at large is doing a huge, overhaul in it. And that is, kind of help supporting you in your creative endeavors. And it's kind of maybe bringing people to you in that, but it's also going to help support you in that family life, that area of your ancestry. Your aunts and uncles can help you dive into your ancestry, or you're going to be compulse and obsessed with learning about, the ancestry of your family because of your health issue that was going on a few years ago. So, Sagittarius, it has been intense. You've probably been receiving some messaging around a lot of this stuff around the middle of March. And then this week into the eclipse, there's going to be some more messages that are coming in about your family and maybe that pull. And then maybe you're getting some of that drama of into the creative life, or there's drama with the children, or drama with those hobbies or those sports that you've been playing. And it's maybe time to kind of release that area of your life, to let go of that right now and to really dive into that new area. But it's not really going to be complete until May 15th. That's when Venus finally goes direct and we finally get through all of this murkiness, all of this repeating energy, all of this, essence of Groundhog's Day going over and over again. So just be patient with the Sagittarius. It will shift. It will shift. Many blessings. I hope you're well. And now for Capricorn and Capricorn rising. Capricorn, this Aries new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 4th house of home, family, property, ancestry, roots, your inner foundation. Your retirement years may have been in focus right now. You've been obsessing in this area of your life since July of 2023. You've been embracing new paths in this area of your life. You've been shaking things up. You've been paying attention to, it's time to pay attention to that signs and synchronicities, in the area of your life. It's been something you've been obsessed about, and now there's conflicts kind of coming up, and there's a pull to kind of end it, to you don't quite feel ready to move on yet. Maybe there's more information that's coming up around the family or your parents or that home. Maybe you've been having to take care of the parents right now, and that situation may break free. And we may get some more information this week. And with the eclipse, there's still something that we don't know. Something that we don't know is going on in the home or in the past area of the life. And then, and we're going to get some sort of new insight as soon as the eclipse happens, because the information is being eclipsed right now. It's being blocked from us. And then when we get the eclipse is like a reset. It'll just kind of like, you know, kind of help to bring that download in to help give you that release and what you need. That's really happening in this home and family part of your life that's, you know, very internalized. Maybe many people don't know that you're actually kind of struggling with this right now. And you're feeling called to go out into the community. You're feeling called to maybe leave the home. Maybe you've been in the home working from home, and maybe you're feeling called to go work at a coffee shop. Maybe you're feeling called to go work out within your community. But at this time too, maybe you're connecting with your siblings more, or extended family members, your aunts, your uncles. Maybe your neighbors are people who are becoming people of interest to you. Maybe there's going to be some sort of mindset change or early educational, you know, maybe it's like a little workshop or things like that of your nature that are going to kind of come into your next path. But right now we've got to tie it up with the family and with the home, and you should be Mercury should have brought you some messages around the 15th of March. And then again, we're going to be getting more messages this week. Venus once again brought up issues and is kind of showing you maybe those people that are helping you with that ancestry. Maybe they changed your mindset around your family. Maybe there's new people that your neighbors, like I said, maybe you're creating a new friendship and you're going to have a new friendship that lives right next door to you. So be open to that. But that may not be clear until more into April and May as well. But that Venus energy is this retrograde energy is really kind of shaking it up in that home area. That maybe your daily commute is something that's going to be changing and things like that. So Capricorn, your home life has really, really been shaken up. So things will get wrapped up and you'll have a lot more clarity around that area come the middle of May. So sit with it. Be patient. Try not to hold on to past hurts, and try to realize that this is for your greatest good, and that these people are here to help you and support you for your next part of your soul journey. Many blessings, Capricorn. I hope you're well. I hope that you're getting ready for your transformation. All right, for Aquarius and Aquarius rising. Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this Aries new moon solar eclipse is happening in your third house. Your third house of neighbors, siblings, extended family, your neighborhood, your community, your short distance travel, your commute to work, your, just driving around town. Maybe early childhood, your communication and mindset, things like that have been really things that you have been obsessing around, things that you have been embracing new paths in your neighborhood. Maybe you've had a new drive to work. Maybe you're shaking things up and you've never considered before in your mindset. Maybe you're communicating in a new way. Maybe you've had to bring in people that have changed your mindset in such a profound way that it just seems like they were here to be that pivotal person within your life. Maybe it's you've been transforming you've been bonding with your sisters or with your aunts and with your uncles, and maybe you've been in workshops and learning new things. But we're going to start getting focuses and messages about our new soul path, which is going to be in our material possessions, in our attitudes around money, in our attitudes around our security, and our mindset and attitudes around our finances and our livelihood. So some signals and signs may be coming in for that. Maybe there's a person in your family that is really good with finances and that can help you in that area. Maybe that person is bringing you messages, and you'll kind of be bringing in enlightenment in that. But right now you're still struggling with that. Maybe there's some drama going on in the neighborhood. Maybe there's some some drama going on that you know is an old cycle for you, that you've seen come up over and over again in your life in this area of family or extended family or with your siblings. And it's just, you know, maybe just the way that you drive to work. You need to change your mindset when you're in your car with road rage or something like that. So it's all kind of coming to a head right now for you to be aware of. That's why it's so in your face. So I'm sorry for how rough and it is at this point in time, Capricorn, or excuse me, Aquarius. But it's leading you to get more security within yourself. And but you're going to find some helpers within your creativity, with where you play, with where maybe with children in your life. Maybe you're going to find some creativity and some fun and some relief with pleasure. Maybe there's a romance. Maybe there's just some ways that you can get your creative expression out there. Just create art for art's sake, not for anybody else but yourself at this time. And then, you know, you've really been transforming yourself and transforming the way that you approach the world. You've been really transforming and been made aware of the power and control things that have been going on in your life. Maybe how you've been having too much power and control over issues and it's time for you to release. Or maybe how others have been trying to control you. And this has been a profound time of transformation for you. And that's here to support you in this. And for you to know that you have the strength and the durability to do it, even though you may be feeling a little insecure around that at this time. You got this. You got this, Capricorn. You can do this. You know that it just takes a little hard work and creating a structure around it. And you can do this. You can do this. It's going to be some hard work in your finances and creating that mindset so that your livelihood and your possessions and your material sense of security feels more grounded. But right now it's going to feel really faded. It's going to feel really karmic. It's going to feel like it doesn't even go with what's going on in your neighborhood or in your family drama right now. But in a few months' time, when things break free, after this energy starts to move, maybe even it could take a few months, 6 months or so from now, you'll start to see how all of this drama was leading up to this and pushing you forward into this area of your life. Many blessings, Aquarius. I hope you're doing well. If I called you Capricorn in this, I'm so sorry. I so apologize. I hope you're doing well. Many blessings. This is one of my first sign-by-sign forecasts. I hope that you'll honor me with some grace. Many blessings, Aquarius. And last but definitely not least is Pisces rising. I'm a Pisces sun and a Pisces rising, so I understand the frustration of always being last. So last but definitely not least, Pisces rising. This Aries new moon solar eclipse is happening in our second house of finances, of material possessions, of savings, attitudes towards money, our livelihood, our finances. We have been obsessed and working on this area. We have been having shakeups. It's been frustration. We've been having wild card energy, things kind of coming out of the blue, expenses we didn't plan for, doing this and that. And it's just been things that may have been incredibly life-changing as far as our finances have kind of been on the front burner. But we're kind of getting little threads of, how can I work on myself a little bit more? How can I change my approach in the world? How can I, maybe change my early life experiences and how I define myself by them now? But we're not quite ready to jump into that yet. First, we've got to really tie up all these loose ends with our finances. First, we've got to tie up all these loose ends in this drama and all these messages that keep coming into this investment, to this finance, to our livelihood, to somewhere in our material possessions, or even just our attitudes about money, and realizing that we are in control of that with our mindset, that we're seeing signs, we're getting synchronicities, we're, pay attention to that right now. As Mercury is giving us messages very subtly at this time. It may not be a cognitive realization. It may be just a very subtle one, but the messages probably came in around the beginning of March of places where maybe in relationship with people that we don't want to be that way, or maybe in relationship with ourselves, we're trying to transform and we don't like the way that we're talking to ourselves. We're evaluating how our thought processes can maybe affect our daily world. So maybe we're getting little threads of that. But this drama, all these finances things, you don't want to take that with you. So make sure that they're wrapped up and all taken care of by May 15th. We really want this cycle to be ending and done so that we can move into that next cycle with confidence, with the ability to, our physical body. We may be inspired to change and obsessed with changing at this time. We may be obsessed. We may become obsessed, and life may feel turned upside down around our outlook on life. So having to know that our material security is safe and sound is going to give us a peaceful mindset. So our places of joy, our places, our friends, our family, our roots, our home has been our place of joy and expansion right now. We have been spending a lot of time, having adventures at home, maybe being, we've been reading more. We've been learning about our home more. We've been expanding our home life so that we have more comfort there. Maybe we've been, investing in media and books and things of that nature. Or, really just kind of resting in our ancestry and being curious about learning about our past history and where we come from and how that affects us in our daily life now. And we've been really in a transformation of our spirituality. We've been called to, Pluto's in our 12th house. We're being called to alchemize endings, to alchemize our loss, our misfortune, our subconscious, and use our dreams at this time to help us in these transformations. Our dreams can be very ESP oriented right now, very, very prophetic, very, very in tune with what's coming. So don't hesitate to have a dream journal and to write those down. And myself have been noticing that my dreams have been coming in a little bit more like kind of right before I wake up, or if I wake up to go to the restroom and then fall back to sleep. And, right in that kind of twilighty hours of sleep is when I've been noticing that my dreams have been coming in. So, they're speaking to us. They're sending us messages in these ways at this time. And this area isn't going to really shift, like I said, until the middle of May. So Pisces rising, many blessings, my friend. Get ready to focus on yourself. It's not something that we always do, but we can be in service to ourselves so that we can fill up the cup of others. Many blessings, my friends. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Now that was my forecast for all 12 signs. I hope that you gained some insights, and if this is something that you like, or that you feel that some of your friends or family members would find interesting, or that you see some of them in these signs, please spread the word. Please share this with your friends, family, but don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos so that I can get more exposure, and that way then you don't miss it when I post my forecasts. Right now I'm just doing new and full moon forecasts. So I'm just posting about every other week, every 10 to 12 days. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you all. I love astrology and how it helps us to connect with the essence of what's going on and how we can really get in tune for our highest and greatest good. I'm Kristen Comer, Rooted with Wings Astrology. Discover your roots. Find your wings, unlock the magic within. Until next time, my friends, I love you.